Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is going to be brought to you by the Cedar Rapids Titans Arena Football Team, which you can hear on Round Guy and see on Round Guy Radio this year. Henshaw Trailer Sales of Wilson, Iowa, the Packwood Locker, and Smithburg Auto of Fairfield, Iowa. Just want to give you kind of a rundown of some of the games last night. There was one pretty big game Saturday that Notre Dame won. Not really sure who they played, but they were number 4. They played a really high ranked team, and the number 1 ranked team lost, and they won quite handily. So they're the only undefeated team we got left. Hillcrest got beat by Kyoto on Saturday. That was their first loss. We'll be in Hillcrest tonight as the Columbus Wildcats come to town there. But the other game, Pekin and Sigourney was Saturday. There's a lot of games Saturday. I'll just give you a couple of them. But Pekin edges out a close win over Sigourney on Saturday. But there was some really exciting things happen last night. We're going to start out with Holy Trinity as they get the win. I think it was 51-35 or 7 or something. I don't know the exact score, but Holy Trinity picks up the win over Winfield Mount Union Wolves, and Coach John Helge gets his 100th win. So hats off to Coach Helge for all his years of hard work there as a head coach, and picking up his 100th win is quite the accomplishment. But there was some big upsets last night, and you'd have to put this. Van Buren County knocks off the Fairfield Trojans 66-55. Both teams play pretty well in this game. It was a close game most of the night, but Van Buren kind of hits some free throws down the line and kind of just closes this thing off and wind up with a 1-point win, but it's their second win. Congratulations to Coach Shellman and the Van Buren Warriors. And another upset, Lone Tree Lions. They pick up another win as they get the 70-49 win over English Valley team that's 6-4. So that was a pretty good game. And Mid Prairie Golden Hawks get a 70-49 win. There's a couple of 70-49 win scores there over the Williamsburg Raiders. So they're getting back on track. But before I let you go, I want to talk a little bit about what's happening tonight. And I'll tell you what's happening tonight on Round Guy Radio is that we will be at Hillcrest Academy, as I said before, as the Columbus Wildcats, who've got their 6th win. They're looking for a 7th win to have 6 wins is the most they had in somewhere around the last 20 years. And they're looking for a 7th win. So we're going to be there, probably be there with them until they get it. They've got the game tonight, and they'll be on Round Guy Radio Friday as we head to Columbus as they take on Highland. But Hillcrest Academy, once again, they were undefeated until Saturday when they got up by a really good Kyoto Eagles team then. But other than that, let's see, the Washington Demons are going to Waterloo West to play the Warhawks. Winfield Mount Union travels to Lone Tree. Winfield coming off a loss, Lone Tree coming off a win. Sometimes getting a win can kind of get you some confidence going. Now, here's a big, big game tonight. And also another game that happened Saturday I didn't tell you about. New London was able to beat Waco. I don't know what the score was, but New London gets their first win, but Waco is going to try to bounce back with the game against Pekin. That seemed like a huge game tonight. If Pekin can win this game, they lost the first matchup of this, but if they can avenge that loss at home tonight, Pekin will be edging a little closer to that top spot there in the north. Another conference matchups here in a different conference is the Sickle Conference. Iowa Valley Tigers head to Kyoto. That's a big rivalry. Those schools play each other. Kyoto's playing very well. I look for them to do very well tonight. The Sigourney Savages are taking on BGM, and they're traveling up there. It's a home game for the BGM Bears. Louisa Muscatine Falcons, they're playing the Wapello Indians tonight. And then I got a couple conflicting reports here. Mid Prairie's either playing Regina or Edgeburg-Colesburg. I don't know. It says they're playing both. But there's also some big games. West Burlington and Meepo are playing tonight. Danville is going to Holy Trinity to take on Holy Trinity. Central Lee, I don't know who they play. And some of this might not be right. Scotty says Burlington's got a game here. Let me check what he said. Central Lee and Burlington Notre Dame. Oh, wow. How about that? Central Lee at Burlington Notre Dame. Wow. And New London and Van Buren are going to tangle tonight in New London. And both teams are coming off a win here. And both teams are kind of, sitting at the bottom of the conference. So if they could, that'd be an important game there. And I don't know about too many other. I don't know. There's some games that I don't know, but that's the games that I do know. And I think, let me check one more thing here. And nope, that's all I got for you. Well, hopefully that gets you in the mood for some basketball tonight. We'll be live on Facebook with the Columbus at Hillcrest.